human life experience is about forgetting who we are. And in fact, I want to start with that. Being a human is about forgetting who you are, forgetting who you really are. We think we're this human. We think we're this person, this identity, this ego, this. Today I wanted to talk about how we are all divine beings and that we have sort of lost touch with this fact about ourselves. We are human, we are living this human experience, but ultimately what we are, who we truly are, is divine. We came from a place that is pure potential, pure energy, pure creative power. And we were focused into this consciousness and into this reality through the power of the bigger picture of source energy. And so in life, we forget how divine we are, how powerful we are, what creative powers we have. We think that we're just human, that we are just small and we can't accomplish these amazing feats because we don't know how, or we think that we can't, or it's not possible, or we're not good enough. All of these human ideas that are just totally wrecking our experience of knowing our divine self. So that's really what I want to talk about today. Starting with how we come into this world as babies, being born through our parents. They have decided that it's time to bring life into this world. And we have decided it's time for us to bring our unique expression into this world. And so we come from this field of energy that is just everything. That's source energy. It's just everything. And it's eternal and it's infinite and there's nothing that it's not, and it's literally everything. So we came from that. That's what we are. That's what we're made out of. And ultimately that energy is love, because that energy seeks harmony and connection. And that's what love is. That's what we have titled love as, harmony and connection. So we are created from this sense of love, this creative, loving energy. And we were a thought in the universe and source's mind that a new expression wanted to come out into earth, into this human reality. And so we formulated ourselves based on where we were being born into, what parents we were being born to, and just all of the circumstances that the human life we were going to come into. The fact that source energy created human life itself is pretty remarkable and crazy to think about. And that brings up a really good point as well, which is that human life experience is about forgetting who we are. And in fact, I want to start with that. Being a human is about forgetting who you are, forgetting who you really are. We think we're this human. We think we're this person, this identity, this ego, this person who looks like this, who talks like this, who has this past and this story and this background and this life experience. We think that that's who we are and what we are. But that is not who we are. And who we are and what we are is actually divine energy. That's where we came from. And so we forget that because we think that we are in a separate, limited body. We're not able to be everywhere all at once. We have to just be in our one body, in our one mind. And so we think that we are limited beings. We think that we can only exist here. I can't get to Paris right now because I have to take a plane and I have to get there because it's separate from me. It's far away from me. So the world of humanity is about separation. It's about experiencing what it's like to be separate. And that is a really painful experience because it doesn't feel good to be separate from love. It doesn't feel good to be separate from the things that you desire. And that's part of the whole play of humanity, is that we are intentionally born into this reality to be a human so that we can understand what it's like to be separate, to not be connected to what we truly are, to forget where we really came from, so that we can eventually remember where we came from and who we are. Because it's in the remembering of who we are and what we are that we actually get to then experience and embody it in this lifetime. If we were just born into this reality as a human, knowing all of that, it wouldn't be the same. You wouldn't probably feel it as intensely as if you felt what it was like not to have that thing. It's like when you lose something, right? You lose a parent, you lose a lover, you lose your phone, whatever it may be. Your loss of that thing that you are identifying with is painful and it doesn't feel good. But it also reminds you how good it feels when you have that thing, when you have that person, when you have that item that you cherish so dearly. So it's in the forgetting that helps us to remember so that we can fully experience who and what we truly are. And who and what we truly are is divine energy. It's creative potential. It's love. It's unconditional love and peace and joy and happiness and understanding. It's all of the higher vibrational frequency emotions. And that's who and what we truly are. And ultimately, we're actually not separate beings. We are all one part of this huge field, this infinite field of source energy, of potential, of creativity. And that field is literally everything. And so my body, my books, your phone, the trees outside, the clouds, the sun, the star, the galaxies, all of this is all part of this field. And we are all connected to all of it. There is no separation whatsoever. You cannot be separate from this reality, this source energy, this field, even if you tried to. Even if you were to disappear, you actually wouldn't disappear because energy can't be created or destroyed. It just transforms. So that's the truth. The truth is that we're all connected, that everything is actually part of one big, magnificent field of energy. And when we come into this human life, we forget that we're all one, that it's all connected. And we think that we're separate and that we have to work hard and we have to figure out how to do and work with this three-dimensional reality to reach our desires. But really, what we have to do is remember who we are and then reconnect to that creative power that we have within ourselves that we're made out of. We are literally made out of this creative potential and power. We are made out of love. We are made out of light. We are made out of creative energy. And it's our job in this lifetime to first forget who we are and to seek ourselves externally, to seek love externally, to seek reality externally, to seek ourselves externally. But ultimately, it never satisfies us. It never fulfills us because that is not the true source of our fulfillment. The true source of our fulfillment is within, is who we are, what we are, where we came from, that source energy, that creative potential, that's infinite, that's expansive, that's eternal. It's always here. It's always available to us. So being in tune with that and aligning with that, remembering that's who we really are, that's when you can become awakened, as they say, and you can live knowing the bigger truth about all of this in life is that you're not just a little human being that has a limited frame of life. You are an expansive oneness with everything, and you're a creator. And as you are living this experience as a human, you have the potential to create whatever you want because you are a creator. And so knowing that your vibration and your frequency and all of the energy that you have within yourself is so powerful. That is how you can begin to start creating what you desire in this life, instead of just thinking that you're a victim to circumstances or that the things that you want are hard or impossible. So that's really what I wanted to share with you today, is the importance of remembering who you are in this human experience. Being a human is not easy, and I have really struggled with it. I really forgot who I was, right? Really forgot. And many people do, and that's perfectly okay. It's okay to forget how miraculous and magnificent you are. And honestly, that's why it feels so bad when you forget, when you are in that separation and that isolation and that negativity. It feels so bad because it's not true. So it's true, the opposite, that you are connected to everything. You are totally supported. You are totally loved unconditionally, wholly and completely. And that's who you are, and that's what you are. That's what you're made of, and that's what you're here to express, and you're here to share that energy of where you came from, that energy of love, that energy of creativity. And everyone expresses it uniquely and differently. We all have our unique little soul thumbprint that we came to express in this reality as a human being. And everything is happening here and now because that's the only time that really exists. The past is done. The future doesn't exist. Right now is the only moment that matters. And so knowing your divine power right now allows you to just be aware of that presence and be aware of that peace and be aware of that love. And when you can be aware of all of those things, ultimately, all of our human limitations and anything that could be bothering us really drift away, because we are in tune with a higher truth, a bigger truth of love, of being supported, of being guided. And that is a really beautiful place to be as a human. And it takes practice and it takes conscious effort to put yourself in this state as often as you can, because most of the world is living as that limited human being. Most of the world is seeing themselves as separate from everyone else and separate from everything in this world. So that's common. That's normal. That's how everyone is living for the most part. But when you can take a step back and recognize that that separation is not who I am, I'm ultimately one with all of my desires. I'm ultimately one with every single person on this planet. I'm ultimately one with every nature of the universe. I'm one with all of it. It's all part of me. It's all where I came from. It's all what I'm made out of. Now what do I want to do? What do I want to create? Who do I want to be? How do I want to express myself? That's where you have true power and true sovereignty in your life, because you're not dependent on the external reality to make you feel something. You know where it truly comes from, which is the ultimate source energy, where you came from. So I hope that explained a little bit about life as a human, where we came from, and where we're going potentially. And it's ultimately up for each of us to create. We're all living our own realities. No two people see the world the exact same way. And that's what's really amazing about being a human. You get to choose how you want to see the world. You get to choose how you see reality. And so every day, being conscious of that, you begin to create the reality you want to see. How do you want to see other people? They're one with you. They're part of this whole field too. So how do you want to see them? How do you want to see yourself? It is a journey of creation that you are on right here and right now. So if you have any other questions about this topic, I would love to discuss them and potentially make more videos about it. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of all of this. Do you resonate with the idea that you are divine? If you do, just write in the comments below, I am divine, and claim that part of you. Acknowledge that part of you. Become aware of that part of you. I am divine. I am a divine creator. I am here to express and to create, and I am one with everything and all of it. And I am one with source energy. So I hope that brought you something today, something to remind you to help you remember who you really are, what you're really made of, and where you want to go. So I love you so much. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah!